Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Cryptic Critiques. Today we're going to be looking at Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Now, first things first, I want to say, if you're going into this movie expecting, every scene's going to have a major cameo from a past movie, a different franchise, or just a character we've never seen before, then I would lower your expectations. There are still some major cameos and some really cool people to see in this movie, but there's not like one every scene. It's not like everybody thought it was going to be where, there's going to be just cameos everywhere. And it's pretty tame with the cameos, but I just want to say that just so you don't like get your expectations extremely high and then this movie is disappointing because there's not 1,000 different cameos in it. Now, I will say this movie is pretty hard to talk about without spoiling many things. I mean, a lot of the stuff is in like the TV spots and trailers, but I'm not gonna say those. I will do a spoiler portion later, but I will say a spoiler warning before it. So if you haven't watched it, there will be a warning so you won't get spoiled. But there are quite a bit of problems with this movie. I was really excited for it. I thought it was gonna be just amazing. I thought it was gonna be like on the same level of Spider-Man No Way Home, but it really wasn't. I think the biggest problem in it is Doctor Strange himself. Not that he's a bad character, not that Benedict Cumberbatch does a bad job at acting. He does great, but I think his biggest problem is that he doesn't really have a character arc in this movie. This movie is really Wanda's movie, The Scarlet Witch. It's all about her. She is probably the best part of this movie, and she is amazing in it. I think her character is really good, very scary. She is terrifying, and I think it does a really good job at showing like how strong she really is. It does make her a little bit OP, but I think it's just fun to see her just destroy everything she comes across. I do think that is my biggest complaint about this movie though, that it's not really Doctor Strange's movie, it's more Wanda's movie, and his character arc isn't that good. I won't say what it is because it might be a spoiler, but it's just, you'll see it, or you might not even see it, like what his character goes through. But maybe, I have only seen it once, I haven't really watched any videos on it, so maybe I'll change my mind later, but I probably won't. The story is also pretty average. It's nothing new, it's nothing groundbreaking, it's not like bad, but it's just okay, you know? It's just like your normal Marvel action movie. But enough about the story. The visuals, the sets, all the locations look amazing. I mean, like, what'd you expect? It's a high budget Hollywood blockbuster Marvel movie. It's obviously gonna look amazing, but it just looks great. I just have to say that all the CGI is used really well. It just looks amazing. You'll see it in the movie, like when Strange and America go through like the multiverse, it like flashes a bunch of different like worlds, universes, whatever, and it just looks amazing. It's just really cool to see. But speaking of America Chavez, I was really excited to see her in this movie. I thought she was cool. She has a cool power set. But I do have to say, in the beginning of the movie, she was a little annoying. Like she wasn't bad. I think the actress did great, but like she was just a little annoying. Just like, okay, you can kind of like stop talking as much as you do. But during the end of the movie, I liked her a lot more. I think she really grew on me. I didn't think she did bad. She was pretty good. Not the best. I still think Wanda's the best part of this movie, and she's like the best character, and just it really should just be her movie instead of a Doctor Strange movie. It's kind of like Civil War, how that was a Captain America movie, when people say it should have been just like an Avengers movie. Now, another thing I wanted to talk about was that this movie is very Sam Raimi. Obviously, he's the director of it, and you can tell that Sam Raimi directed this movie. So if you don't really like his movie, if you don't really like the way he like does transitions, and then you probably won't like it here because it's a lot. I like it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was cool. It does look at like a PowerPoint transition sometimes, which is pretty funny, but still, I don't think it's bad. I think it's great. I think he should come back to direct another Doctor Strange movie. I think he just fits so well with Doctor Strange. I think if he directed like any other movie, like a Captain America or Iron Man movie, it wouldn't fit that well. But since this movie it's supposed to be weird, it's supposed to be fun, I think it worked really well here. And also, it's not really a horror movie, but there are some horror aspects. Like there are, I don't really know the best word to describe it, so I would just say jump scares. Like they're not even that scary. I didn't jump at any of them, and I'm a little baby. I hate scary stuff, but like you can tell, oh, that was meant to scare people. Also, one last thing. I know I've been talking for a while. Uh, this movie is rated PG-13. I'm not saying that it should have been an R-rated movie, but it does push PG-13 a lot. There are some scenes in this movie, which I won't talk about right here because it's a spoiler, where you'll be like, wow, this isn't a PG-13 Marvel Disney movie. And I'm like, that was crazy that just happened in this movie. Not that it's like mind blowing or it's not like gory or anything. It's just like, wow, that was weird that they decided to put this in a Disney movie. But it was cool to see. I'm glad they did it. I got a little tired of the family friendly, oh, no blood, no nothing. Not that there's a lot of that in this movie. It's just very different from the other movies. Now, I'm going to get into spoilers right now. So here's your big spoiler warning. They are pretty major spoilers, so if you don't really care about watching the movie, if you've already seen it, then I guess you can watch it, but skip to this time on the screen if you just want to get to the rating. Now, first, I'm obviously going to talk about the Illuminati. Now, if you don't know, the Illuminati are just a group of superheroes in the comics. It's like Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Namor, Black Bolt, Mr. Fantastic, and I think that's it right now. I mean, like Captain America and Black Panther were on it, but they're gone. But they are very different in this movie than they are in the comics. They are really stupid. I will have to say, Mr. Fantastic in this movie, played by John Krasinski, which is great. It's a great casting, and I was really happy to see him. He's really stupid. If you watch the movie, he just gives up Black Bolt's biggest power and their biggest advantage against Wanda instantly. Now, you could make an argument that he was like, oh, I don't want to kill Wanda because if you don't know, Wanda possesses a different Wanda. And so the Wanda that is in that universe is just an innocent woman. She hasn't done anything because she was being controlled by the main timeline, Wanda, which is very confusing now that I say it, but I hope you understand. So that could be your biggest thing. But Mr. Fantastic is said to be the smartest human in the world. And so it was kind of weird that he did that. Black Bolt dies instantly. Mr. Fantastic dies instantly. Captain Carter did survive a lot longer than most people would, but I think it was just because she didn't get involved. Like Black Bolt and Mr. Fantastic engaged first with Wanda, then Captain Carter engaged like last, I think. But she lasted a lot longer than she should have. I don't think Wanda was really trying because she could have killed them all with a thought. Wanda is extremely overpowered in this movie, which I like to see. I obviously don't think she's that strong in the comics, but it's just fun to see how she just runs through everybody, including Professor X, which I think Professor X's death in this movie is really cool. I think the scene where he goes inside Wanda's mind and then like she just creeps up on him and like snaps his neck is just so cool to watch. And of course it was a little sad, but it's obviously not going to be the last time we see Professor X or Fantastic Four. Maybe we might even see the Inhumans again. But I don't know if John Krasinski will play Mr. Fantastic. I hope he does, but he probably will. I don't think Patrick Stewart will play Charles Xavier anymore. I think he's done. They're going to get a new one. But that's it for the Illuminati. One last thing I want to say is that they are really stupid. In the movie, they kill their version of Doctor Strange because he uses the Darkhold, which if anybody knows anything about the Illuminati, they would have done that instantly. If they found the Darkhold, they would have used it to solve every problem the world has. And because they are just all terrible people. That's it. I'm sorry. Someone has to say it. Everyone in the Illuminati is a terrible person. Also, one last thing for the spoilers. Wanda does die at the end. Now, I put die in like quotation marks because I don't think she's dead. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong here, but I heard something a while back that Wanda's supposed to get her own like trilogy, like 3 movies, so she's obviously not dead. Maybe that version of Wanda is dead. Maybe they're just gonna go into like the multiverse and pick a new one, or maybe she just like pretended to die so she can live peacefully without like consequences like she did after Westview. But anyways, that's enough for the spoilers. Let's just get on to the rating. Now, I did really like this movie. The people I watched it with didn't like it that much, but I think you're going to like it so much more if you know these characters, if you've seen everything else, if you have an appreciation for all of these characters and know who they are and what they do. And I obviously know that, so I enjoyed it a lot more. The more I think about it, the more I want to watch it again, the more I enjoy it. So I was obviously like debating when I first saw it, like either a 6 or a 7. But now, after I gave it some time to like think about it and set in, I'm thinking about like a 7 or an 8. But I'm going to give Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness a 7. as of right now. Maybe my opinion will change when I watch it again, but I did really like it. I do think you'll really like it a lot if you know these characters, if you know the universe. If you don't, you'll probably think it's bad to average. And I think that's not that good, but it's like the 26th or something movie in this franchise, so it kind of makes sense. You do have to watch like a bunch of other stuff before it, so if you haven't watched it yet, please watch the first movie, watch WandaVision, and watch What If. You don't really have to watch Spider-Man, but you should watch it because it's just a great movie. But anyways, thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye, everybody.